vision boards, if you probably watch Oprah or, Steve Harvey's also one who really believes in them. And I haven't been a big person of that, but I do believe that visualization is a very powerful tool. And as a creative person and crafty creative people, we can do some fun things with our dream boards or vision boards or whatever we want to call them. People make them often for like New Year's, the beginning of a year. But this is the time. It's no time like the present. And I was like, next year is next year. That's 3 months away. I wanted to do it now. And like I mentioned a minute ago, is that my vision board has changed. What I was going to put in it has changed drastically since I've started this uncluttered course. So, but it's going to be interesting. So what I wanted to let you know is vision boards it could be your journal, it could be just a piece of paper or a cardstock, it can be all kinds of things. This, I wanted to let you know, I had this journal. It's an accordion journal. And we've done accordion books a lot. You can even take greeting cards and link them together to create an accordion. You can just create a long piece of paper. But this one, I just wanted to share. This is going to be my little portable minimalist vision board, because I just think it's fun to be able to put it. I can display it, then I can put it away. I can take it with me in places I want to go. Now, what I did with this is I did it this morning because I knew that it would be a lot of time to dry, but I did a watercolor wash, and this is watercolor paper. So I did a watercolor wash, and I wanted it kind of fit pale colors. So I just sort of mixed it up and just did a very light wash on all the paper. And then I had to let it dry. It's still kind of damp, actually. So I'm hoping it will dry in time, or hope that my glue will stick. Then this is a 6x6, I think. I think this is a 6x6. Somebody's coming in, I think. Nope, we're good. So what I did too, now this is the thought process. So if you don't need to have your board ready right now, or your surface that you're going to do your visualization on. You don't need that yet. If you have it, great. If you don't, that's okay. One thing I did was I went through magazines, and I'm going to grab. Of course, I don't have a lot of magazines left. I threw a lot of them away already, but I just kind of what I started to do, the process that this started to unfold. So I have this magazines. Now this one is The Arts of Asia. It's got some interesting images in it. I really haven't cut this up yet, but so you go through magazines, whether they be just magazines you happen to have laying around, or if you don't have magazines, you can go on the internet. And what I did was I printed out. This is fun. I printed out these pictures, and I don't have a color printer yet. I just have a black and white laser. So, but that's what I have. I'm trying to, live with the resources I have right now. So, I'm looking into buying a printer, but I have to really think that through, because a lot of times I buy things sort of compulsively, and I'm admitting that to all of you. But as an artist, that's kind of how I've been trained, buy this, I just want to buy everything and try everything. So I'm going to just stick with the resources I have for now. So what I did was I printed these little images out, and I'm going to tell you how special these are to me. These are pictures from my daughter's website. She bought a home, or a vacation home, in the Virgin Islands, St. Thomas, and her little place is called Villa Polina. She's an artist. She designed the logo. This is a beautiful place. And when I don't want to do this now, but I'm going to put this on my board because I want to see myself. That's in her website. I want to see myself there at some point, but not a big rush, but that's going to be in my little dream board. And this is going to be on the latter part of the pages. But what I did was I went through, I'm just putting this, and I'm going to show you how I colorized that. So just a simple technique here is I took I took it printed out on my printer, and then I just took colored pencils. And this is the ocean. This is the Caribbean. And I just started to color with and when I printed it out a little bit lighter than what like I sort of did a contrast thing where I took the contrast and kind of brightened it up a little bit. So if you don't have anything like that, just print, light. if you have, or something with a lot of contrast, a picture that has a lot of contrast. And it doesn't have to be a perfect photo. I'm not trying to duplicate the image. I'm just trying to give some color to this black and white image. But if you don't want to do that, you can just have black and white images because those are very simple and beautiful. They still will give you that I can't even speak, the visualization that you need when you're making one of these. So, and also coloring this in is giving me more of a deeper meaning in what I'm doing because I'm actually looking at the picture. I'm imagining myself eventually going there. And just kind of just as I dream, it's just really beautiful to make something, like this. So you can colorize your black and white images if you want. I'm thinking you can also do that with magazine pages. If you have a magazine page, which I found, I cut this one out. This is a ocean, or it looks like a lake, or it could be an ocean. And I have the word travel was already on it. So I picked that. So when I was going through the magazines this weekend, I actually found things that were meaningful to me, that what I wanted to put in my vision board. And I kind of started with this. And this was a statement that I kind of thought, well, I'm going to start with that statement, which is this: I desire to own less so I can focus on experiences rather than things. It's going to be my thing for a while, for at least 3 months, probably. But experiences to me do include things. So I'm not going to just throw everything out. I need to just kind of focus on what things I need to keep to have those experiences. And as an artist, that's going to be a challenge. So I'm going to make sure that I keep that in mind, because I don't want to throw the baby out with the bathwater. But so I've got this as my statement, my main mission statement, putting that aside. And then I started to grab images. Like I found this closet that looked really neat and clean, because that's really where my problems are. I think my house doesn't even look like doesn't look like a clutter or a hoarder. But let me tell you, you open my closets and you will see so many things falling out, and can't find things. I spend half my time looking for stuff because I can't find it. So I found this picture of this beautifully neat closet that everything is seen, and I thought, oh, okay, that's something to aspire to. And then I found this other little statement in there that was sort of a thing that said, hello, this is where I'm going. Less is more. And then I found a beautiful image of this woman in a gorgeous green space. And I live in the desert. And I thought about that, like how beautiful and calming and peaceful that is. And I just found this picture of a little girl in an umbrella, and I'm thinking of the beach. So this is kind of how, when I found this, it kind of reminded me of my daughter's place. This little image here with the ocean view. That's exactly what's there in her home. And then another thing that I thought I needed to do is I need to be more simple in the way I eat, the way I kind of overdo it on all kinds of things. So I just thought I'd just pick out images, and I found really a fun little word, like little statements, like here is a room with a view. And I found the word experience. And I just kind of went through my magazine this weekend, and I just started to compile some things, some words, some statements, and pictures. Now, I might not use all of them, but I probably will use a lot of them. Then what I did is I found little tchotchkes that I have laying around. Like I found this in my stash when I was trying to thin out. I love these little things. They're just little words that I'm going to probably pick from there to throw onto the statements that will help to go to that vision. So, and then I'm going to just start. I'm not cutting out anything yet, but I'm just going to kind of take out my basic canvas. And if you have whatever you have, this is a long one, so I'm going to it's really long. It's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 pages. Where's that 12? Anyway, it's got enough. That's quite a bit. Now, if you have just a piece of board or a big page, anything, you want to just put those and arrange those on the surface. And we're going to do this. You can do it with a glue stick, which is the easiest way if you have a glue stick. And the first thing I want to put on my thing is, where is that? I'm going to put this. I'm just going to, for some reason, that just, you can see with that background, having a watercolor background really gives it a finished, that's already, it looks great. I'm going to cover up a lot of that, but then I'm going to put this here. Less is more, so I can just make it very simple, and I can doodle and I can draw, I can make little things later, but I want to just do the general layout, kind of like just the general layout. I could start just by, I could plan it more carefully, or I can just go with each page. And I think with this one, I'm just going to go with each page. And I have with me, I have my little, these are like what's that called? Deli paper. And I'm just going to use that. And I can use scraps of paper. So I got lots of scraps. And I'm just going to lay that down and start gluing. And just making the statement. And this, once I glue that down, I've made the statement. It's happening. So I'm going to start out with less is more, and then go from there and grow from there. And this is just something I can do, make this very personal for me, but I could also make it visually attractive because, we're creative, we're arty, we love to have things look nice. So why not make our little dream boards really nice? So I've got that on. It's not perfectly centered, but that doesn't need to be. And and what I could do is use my these to burnish down. One thing I do, bamboo baron, and these are great for, you can use, these little guys, they're made in, these are made in Japan, but you can get them made in China, but they actually help burnish that, get that really down nice and flat. If you have something like that, it's really handy. And then same thing with larger pieces. You can just get a larger piece. So I'm going to just get this, turn this over, and put lots of glue on that. And when you're gluing with a glue stick or anything, if you're gluing with white glue or something, or liquid glue, this is probably a little more difficult. But if you only have liquid glue, that's okay. Just put a very light coat on, and move your glue from the center, moving out if it's a delicate paper. So I've got pretty good coating of that, and I'm going to put that in this part here, and I'm just going to lay it on there. And I could collage or layer over this too, which is kind of nice. And I'm just going to use this little baron or if you don't have something like that, you can use I think of it like a spoon or something, a big flat spoon. But as long as you have a barrier between your paper and your whatever you're using to burnish it, then you're going to have a better experience. It won't get so, like this is wrinkling a little bit. I'm going to keep smoothing it in there. Close this up real quick. I even started to make a cover idea. I'm just going to close this up. Kind of got my layout sort of figured out. And then, there we go. And I've got this cover idea I thought was cool. So I took, this is the, so I used a piece of scrapbook paper, and I have a corner rounder, but if you don't have a corner rounder, you can just create corners with scissors. But this one has a nice little corner round. So I found this really, I thought that was a beautiful looking, that it looked really pretty. And then what I could do is, if you're a stamper, if you have stamp pads or anything, which I know some of you are stampers, you can you can kind of make your edge, finish your edges, and I think we've done this before, but I love doing this. I'm just going to take the edges, and I'm just taking a black stamp pad, and I'm kind of running it along the sides, and that just finishes the edge really nicely, and it kind of gives it a kind of a, I don't know, not the word distress, but it just kind of makes it look really interesting, and I think that would look really nice as a cover. And this has like a mixture of maps and kind of a collage looking thing already, and that will be my cover. And then I thought it would be really interesting to take these words, to take this one. I love the big words on this, and I'm going to go into and I'm going to go through these words, and I'm just going to look. I'll find the black ones. Here we go. So I'm seeing words, and I'm not sure. I'm just going to really not think too much about it. But I'm just going to kind of scan, and I see dreams, and so I'm going to pick that one up. And I'm not going to put it down yet on my paper, but I'm just going to stick the word there. I'm not sticking it down yet. So I saw dreams, and then I see happiness. I like that word. And then I'm going to go and just go through and see what words. Like, which words like, I'm just gonna not really.
Where did you get those words?
Okay, these, and I think he makes them. This is made by, let's see who makes them. It's Tim Holtz, Ideology. It's Tim, let's see, who made these? I think it's Tim Holtz himself. Okay. So if it's distributed by Adventus, but it's a company that makes these wonderful things. So I think on his website, timholtz.com, this is called Big Chat. So that's called the Big Chat. And then this little one's the little words. It's called Small Talk. And this one is called Chit Chat. So there's three little, and these are fun because it's kind of like magnetic poetry. You can get inspired just by looking at the words, and then you can come up with, just statements without having to, you can hand letter things, of course, absolutely, hand letter or just your own handwriting. So I'm just looking here.
I've seen them at Joanne's too, by the way.
Oh, you have? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. Oh. And then you can use those coupons, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
40% off. I did have to, I ordered. So now I'm just going to put it on there, and I'm not going to think too much. Here we are. Inspire, dreams, and then I think equals, well, I'll just go to happiness right here. There, and just there is my cover. It's done. All I have to do is I'll paste it on. With this though, because it is a canvas cover, it's kind of, I'm not sure what kind of fabric that is, but it is a fabric. So what I'm going to do is use a different kind of glue. I'm going to try, I'm going to try this one. This one is just a white glue, so it says it's a permanent glue. I've never used it, or if I have, it's there. Yeah, it's just like a PVA. It smells like PVA. They call it gem tack, but I don't think that's what it is. I mean, it's PVA. So with this, I'm just going to squeeze a little bit right onto it, and that's kind of a generous amount. And I should have a brush, and I should have something, but I don't. I have to grab one of these. This is a just an old hotel key. You can use that to scrape, and it's going to be not enough. So these are great for applying glue. You know, this is a nice. They're just meant to be. So they're just perfect because they apply the right amount of glue. I'm getting a nice amount, and I'm not getting it all over myself, which is nice because who wants that, right? And I'm just going to get it on there. When I was a framer back in the days, I used to picture frame, and we use these spreaders all the time to mount, do wet mounting techniques, or just to mount a picture to something. So I've got it almost all covered, and I want to make sure I get that corner, and I'm not. Got that corner done. Okay, and I need to move quickly. And there it is. I'm going to put it on the cover. Right there is the cover. So I'm just going to lay that on and move it around while I can. Yeah, it looks like it's pretty straight. And if it's not perfect, that's okay. I'll lay this my barrier paper, my wax paper on top, and I'm going to just press from the inside. I'm sort of putting a circle pressure in the center, and I'm moving my way out. And it's going to ooze out a little bit, but that's okay. I'll clean that up. So I'm going to ooze, just push it out. And boy, that gives you a very nice bond. And it doesn't, it should be pretty wrinkle-free. Yep, pretty wrinkle-free. And then what I do is I got little baby wipes here, which are great for getting glue off your hands and everything. I'm just going to gently go around where where some of that oozed out. I'm just going to clean that up a little. It's perfect. It's hanging on there. It's looking good. And even if I don't, even if that glue, some of it dries, it's clear anyway. And it doesn't have to be perfect. I mean, we're not looking for perfection. So and then once I've got that flat, and I know it's flat, I'm just giving it a nice burnishing with that. And there I got my cover. So my book is, my little journal, my dream journal, I guess we can call, is done. And I also cut some out for the back just to finish it off when it's time. And here it is. So would anybody like me to go over anything, any techniques or ideas or thoughts?
Karen, I had a quick question. Can we use a roller? I forget what they're called. Those are brayer. Can we use a hard brayer instead of a Baron if we don't have a Baron?
I think that's a great idea. I've got one sitting here. Let's see how it feels.
Okay.
I've never used one. But yeah, you could. It's a little trickier because you have,
Yeah.
Yeah, you could. Now, if you have a rubber brayer, yeah, you just have to go. Well, you may not even need. You can just do it straight over because the rubber is not going to pick up the glue.
Yeah.
So yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
I think that's a great idea. Good idea. We're going to be using these brayers for the next month a lot. So I hope everybody's got one or something similar because they really are handy they're handy for a lot of things in crafting and especially in their jelly printing when we do the jelly printing. So that one. So this is going to be fun, and I'll just keep working on it. This is a cold press watercolor paper. So like in this one, I'm going to go through my little small talk here. I love this because these have statements. These are just words, so you can actually create words with this. But these have little things. So this is cool. So I love this. So I'm looking for where I see really neat things like start doing things you love, have an open heart. I mean, really cool stuff. I love this. Throw kindness around like confetti. I love that. And then I like this. It's always the small pieces that make the big picture. These are just nice. So, gosh, I love it. It says you are capable of becoming more than you realize. Creativity takes courage. Wow, I love that. And it just goes on and on. I mean, he's got like pages and pages of this stuff. Well, it looks like you can, wow, it's the little things that make life big. And I think it also comes in black letters. Yep, there it is. So if you wanted to use just black, but I think on this one, I want to use white because I like the one that says, not my circus, not my monkeys. That is good. Oh, that is funny. So I'm looking for something that shows, Yeah. So what I see is I see something here that I'm just calling out. It says good things are going to happen. And I put this here because that means once I do my once I do my thing of uncluttering my closets, good things are going to happen. So that's going to be the intention, is to clean out my closets, and then the result will be good things are going to happen. And there's ways you can decorate these little word things too. You can create, put color on them. You can do all kinds of things with them. But I like them because they're already sticky. And then same with this one. I think this is less is more. There's so many more. But this was something that you need to take time with yourself and just kind of make something with your own thoughts and your own feelings. And so you can just see kind of where it's going. And what I'll do is I'm going to photograph this once it's finished. I'll take photos or several. It looks like I might have to do a video so you can kind of see a flip through maybe of it. Once it's finished, I'll upload the flip through so you can see the finished final piece.